It's finally happening. The first ever grand finals in the midweek muster. One and all, welcome back to the Age of Empires for Action. Welcome back to the channel for our first of 30 grand finals here across our esports circuit for Age of Empires 4. WAM will kick off this grand finals with Zhuji in the blue going up against Team Elephant's Louis MT on the Chinese. And bit of a grudge match here, considering Louis slayed WAM's bro in the semi-finals, so revenge has to be on the mind. And this is already a big curve shot. This is already a big difference, because what we actually have is an adjustment from Louis. Louis MT has not gone English. So far in this tournament, every single game has been English for him, opening on a toll. This is a wild pivot from him, but he still has English for later in the draft. English looking like actually probably the most or second most picked Civ or banned when you compare the two. But this is crazy, man. Like, I'm intrigued to see what Louis' approach is going to be, because Zhuji versus Chinese on this map typically should, when you think of water, should favor Zhuji. But because we're on a hybrid map, there are options China has. And one big one we've seen is that Zhuji players cannot catch a break when it comes to their meditation gardens. Usually on this map, you want to run for the center, drop a Medi-Garden here, get 36 food, 75 gold, and about 10 wood. That's an insanely good meditation garden. But due to the Chinese having a Barbican play, it's not actually that feasible. I'm wondering if WAM is still going to try for the play. Maybe gather wood first would have been cool, and then you could build an outpost. But considering there's no wood being gathered, I think he's just going for the meditation garden safely at home. And okay, he can go for the Medi-Garden at home for good reason here, folks. In fact, if he sticks it here, that's going to be 48 food, 25 gold, and probably about 20 wood with 25 stone. That's an incredible meditation garden. You don't always get these back spawns, but in a way, Atoll functions a little bit like Holy Island. If you guys remember, that map was incredible for Zhuji because the opening meditation gardens could jackpot you over 150 resources a minute, which for reference is like having 4 extra villages before 5 minutes. And yep, there it is. Louis, is he going to block it? He knows. I think you just leave the sheep here. Yeah, just spread the sheep out. Maybe club them down if you can. He does force a slightly worse one here for WAM, so it looks like WAM isn't able to clip through the base. He cancels it, though. Louis, he didn't have the brass to hang around there. He wants to get the sheep home, so well played by WAM. He only lost, like, what, 3 seconds by canceling and rebuilding? He hadn't even started yet. So this is going to be a solid one. WAM looking pretty strong right now. I'm seeing the predictions. Huge amount of points coming in. We're about a 50-50 break or close to. Not surprised. I mean, either of these two could take it. Louis MT really is the beast from the east. And WAM, I mean, NA pride on the line, right? About as west as it gets if you ask any American. It doesn't get much further apart than this, despite the fact there's only one ocean between them. The ocean on this map, definitely a small one. Imperial Academy is going to be coming from Louis, so more of a macro game. This is where China can be quite advantageous, because what we haven't done is played water. And I'm wondering if we ever are. Considering WAM just pulled this many onto the trees, we're probably going to see a dock drop, likely on the inner sanctum, not the outer. On the other side, Louis also started to gather quite a few villages, so I think we are going to have a boat off here. Remember, both of these civs do get the 10% discount. They have quicker build speeds to build the dock in the first place. WAM. Able to get that age up with the glorious meditation garden. This is going to be a true testament to which one is better, considering Imperial Academy consistently, to me, is like a top 3 feudal landmark across the course of this year. Ever since they buffed it so that it gives a discount on your taxmen now, this thing has essentially bolstered the weak point in Chinese gameplay, which is early game. They get away with so much because of how good this landmark is. So, dock up. It's going to be Archer ship opening. Now, Louis should be aware he's a little bit later on his timing. He did just scout in, so we're probably going to be seeing a spring ship reaction here. I mean, I hope so. The tricky part, though, is WAM is so far ahead, he could be pumping the demo. This is expected, by the way, as Zhuji should typically age up before you. Not just because he committed 3 villages, but also because of the Tang Dynasty giving the 15% discount. And I believe Louis, he did go for the taxman here, which is intriguing. Considering Louis was the guy who originally started to really pump into this no Imperial Official build, and that we are on a water map where he didn't fish, I am a little bit flummoxed that he still went for it. I guess he was worried about the central meditation garden, so needed to have that as an option, but ooh, that is pure pain. Great trickle damage in here from WAM. Let's get a proof point platform, and also the junk ship could end up going down here, Demo. Okay, yeah, that's a loss. You can't save that. You legit can't. The archer ship should be able to finish it off. One more hit. He gets it, but the villagers come in range as well. Just about switches around. Yeah, so that was crafty from Wham. He intentionally kept the demo ship between the Springald and the shore so that if the villagers came nearby, they would die. Sick opening from the Canadian, and Louis MT already looking like he's on the back foot here. Behind this, we do have an additional archer ship coming in, so one Springald double archer. He just wants to try and catch that opportunity to snipe these guys when they come over. On top of that, having double archer ship should make it theoretically impossible for a demo to connect on the war junk. The other thing that's really cool here is the archer ships in general are really strong on this peninsula because they can snipe eco on land quite easily. Yeah, this is rough. We might have a quick game one on our hands. Louis needs a quick way of hitting back into this. I like that he's extending out into the deer. The tricky part is if this turns into land, I don't think China's favored in the early game. Think about it, guys. Like, what favors them? Economy is the one thing, but now your opponent has fishing. You can't play horsemen because Zhuji have got Dali horses now in Season 9, which gives 20% better attack speed. And you can't go Zhugnu because you have to go Barbican first, while Wham already has access, right? And by the time you get Zhugnu, Wham could have already built 7 or 8 Zhugnu himself, or he could have gone Castle Age. And yeah, there's that horseman detail we talked about. He's getting both of them. This is brutal. So does Louis just try to fast castle is what I'm wondering. The tricky part is I don't know if he has enough food. 8 sheep left. He's gathering on the deer, but unfortunately the Springald ships, they do have decent range. I mean, the archer junk could probably still reach these. We do have a Rax reaction coming in, but the fact that there's going to be Zhugnu is problematic here. It gets even more problematic if we ever scale up, because remember, you do have those bolt magazines to annihilate spears. This is suffocating right now. He has full eyeballs on, so Louis can't really make a move back onto water. And we have got what looks like a Castle Age play. The tricky part is the gold. Yeah, he needs to push more people over here. Only one villager right now. Taxation could get you there, but instead, Louis, he's going for a Barbican drop. Yeah, so this is going to be the Barbican. A blast from the past to kick off our finals. Not something we see too often anymore. He does have to wait for the last taxation drop-off. One villager alone is not going to get in there quick enough. So Mr. Taxman is now shuffling it back. Louis does already have a problem coming, though, as Wham has got the Horseman, has got the Zhugnu, but he doesn't know. Well, well, well. Game might not be over yet. I mean, I say that the boar is really far away, right? He stabbed it down. No, he let it go. Okay. So he can pull both boars in. This is kind of sick, actually, guys. That is 4,400 safe food. Kind of compares you to the shoreline fish here, right? Because shoreline fish in total from both sides, I think is 8. So that's 4,000 food. So you kind of just compete on land. And remember, the gathering rate on huntable boars is so quick compared to shoreline fishing for boats. Yeah, so it looks like Louis is on a survive trajectory and Wham's on an all-in path here. Problem is he still doesn't know. And I love the fact that Louis is just keeping the scout here to guarantee he isn't seen. The boar did just get aggroed. Remember, this is seen through the fog. And he should eventually see the icon disappear. So he should have seen it now. Wham. Is he too distracted though? I think he might be. He's a little bit tunnel visioned here. He should be kind of paranoid. And you're seeing it already. He's checking the backside berries. Because this is the only way it makes sense that Louis doesn't have food gathering here. That's when it should become obvious to Wham what's happened here. But at that point, Louis, he's got the Barbican up. He is halfway towards a castle play. He's starting to scale into archer ships, but I don't know about this. Going back into water is kind of tricky. I guess going castle feels just impossible from this position, right? Like Zhug plus horseman, they'll just dive you. Because remember, the other thing is Louis doesn't have a blacksmiths, so there's no extra damage coming out from the TCs. Meanwhile, Wham, he could be going all in with blacksmith tech very soon because traditionally the standard follow-up to this is you go blacksmiths into siege engineering and then rush steeled arrow behind. Triple archery range now. Louis if it was important, why didn't Louis make the barbecue next to his dock? Because what does it protect? That's the problem. You drop a barbican here, you protect like 2 shoreline fish. It's not good value, right? So you protect 1,000 food here, or you could secure the late game gold over 4,000 food, more than that because of the deer, right? It just makes more sense to barbican to the center. And also, once he saw the meditation garden was going up and it was a really good back spawn, he had to build the Imperial Academy reactionarily to keep up with his economy. Reactionarily might not be a word, but it's my channel. So Wham's going to castle. Yeah, this was to be expected. We also do have an outpost creep, which I love. Oh, this is sick if he gets it up. He's going for the wall in range, though. Wham hasn't reacted yet. Okay, he goes for his own outpost. The problem is this outpost is more impactful. If you don't see him in time, I think he should be able to get the kill, though. In fact, if Wham immediately garrisons, he will kill that villager. Tricky game, right? Like, Wham on Juji up against Song Chinese is leading in economy right now. No kills had, it's just the fishing, and also now the trade. We've seen this before, right? Set up here, trade to your opponent's side. So 50 free wood and 50 free gold each end for Wham. Looks like he didn't actually garrison. I'm a little bit surprised by that. What? Wait, but why? Oh, he readjusts as well because the outpost was in range of the Barbican. I think that was a missed opportunity. Wham could have got his hands on this villager kill for free. So he's at least got hand cannon slits coming, but the villager gets away. Could even think about setting up a dock here. Louis does have a challenge, though. He got baited back into H2 while Wham was going H3. Looks like the army's going to march around. Hand cannon slits are on the way, but you could theoretically just burn this down in time. Jugnu are going to find the villager kill. Horsemen are going to try to burn through here. So you might lose 1 or 2 units to get rid of this outpost. And yes, folks, Wham is literally trading. I can't believe it. It's not the weekend. It's not even the free-for-all tournament. The problem is Wham, by trading, he's forced Louis to recommit onto sea from a disadvantageous position, which is weakening his push on land. Dives in, but with the hand cannon slit outpost, there's no staying here. Double defense good enough. Louis has to retreat. I'm getting a very bad feeling right now for Louis. What's his out here? I guess he's going to try to go for castle, but the problem is your opponent's already pumping lances. He's going to be going for relics quicker than you. Louis does have the better Nesta Bees, right? And we have seen that this map can have a tendency to grind to a halt and turn into a siege slog. If time allows for that, that's where China should be favored. Wham's trading is at what right now? 3 boats coming in, so looking pretty good. 106 resources each boat. And we do have the bolt magazines. Yeah, so this makes it impossible to play spears. Because remember, bolt magazines, it increases the range of Juji Jugunu and also gives them +3 damage. Pretty substantial up against spears, actually. It's kind of like a in-between for archers being better against spears, right? Just about breaks, but loses the villager there. So still good value being found for Wham as he pushes back here on the north side of the water and pushes in on land. Outpost being rushed up. So Louis just trying to take a leaf out of Wham's book here. Run the same strategy of static defenses to hold on. Hand cannon slits are good against armored units. The problem is there's so many of them potentially coming down the line. But now we can see Wham is a little bit light on his push. But I think that's because we've got more and more water coming. This rune is going to be traded out. This one Sprint could kill both of these, by the way. Demo's coming in behind. Not really needed here from Wham. But dude, this one ship is going to 3v1. Oi, oi, oi. There's not much left of his fleet at this stage, and Louis MT still needs to go age 3. Guys, you can't play water any longer because your opponent could easily be going for things like armored hulls that would just give them an advantage. On top of that, the pressure on land is starting to mount up. Wham did go for an ambitious dive here, learned the hard way why you can't disrespect these hand cannon slits. Yet a little bit surprised we never saw him just go back for either a siege workshop into a trebuchet or go for rams. In fact, the more puzzling part to me is that we are now in castle. He was playing Zhug. He's trying to dive, but we don't even have a blacksmith still. Like I said, Undermesh, less value against hand cannon slits compared to arrow slits. But I think when you consider you're forcing garrisoning spots, it would have actually helped make a difference here. This Emil's Louis kind of, I don't want to say stabilizing, but Compared to where he was about 3 minutes ago, his position looks so much better now. And I agree, this map is really good. For those wondering, Atoll will be returning in week number 2 of the Killer Pigeons midweek muster. However, it will not be the default map, so it'll be up to players to pick it. I'm sure Crackety will be trying to spam it. Outpost denied here. Other thing is he could easily just bring a boat over to deny the deer and the berries. The thing I love about this map is it's so claustrophobic and the food is so funneled, right? You get into kind of a slog of a war around the center. We do give backup options, right? Because you want to have these comeback moments. But one thing that can be a bit tricky with this map is that defensive landmarks in general feel very strong. It's why Louis is playing the Chinese. It's why we've seen him play English before with the white tower drops. So many outposts, so many mills. In theory, Wham should run out of food first, but yeah, he's going to go for the farm transition now. Pretty smart. He's got the trade, bringing in wood, not just gold, so it's kind of paying for it, right? Sure, there's an initial investment, but we're reaching the return period. 53 wood each way. Definitely enables him to get into these, and even without the Song Dynasty, it seems feasible. He has rippled around here, but looks like the food source has shifted elsewhere. We've got a dock in the center. So Louis trying to get back on water in the middle of the map here. Or maybe this is just about gathering, but what? Louis! He doesn't realize what's happening here. That delay cost him dearly. About 5 villages going down. More to follow as Wham sees the opportunity and dives in. Zhuge and Nu are here. The Barbican will not protect everyone. He's in a panic. Louis about to be close to 30 villages behind. On top of that, this is denial to the food, right? He got starved off of the berries and the deer here. He can't access the deer over here. He has got boats coming in, but it's starting to feel like it may be too little too late. Wow, what a timing by Wham. That wraparound all the way around the back of the tree line to deprive the food, and then he still goes for the dive, doesn't even care. Just shows you how impactful the Palace Guard are when they start to come out. These hand cannon slits don't kill them anywhere near as quick as they kill the feudal variety of units. Louis MT is going to have to start to reflect on this one. Should he have went for the English after all? A Civ that has not failed him time and time again. I mean, we've seen this before. Like on water maps, usually should win. On hybrid maps, usually still feels really good. And we have now got Louis wrapping around on the trade. So some damage is going to be done here. He has got boats on the way to defend. He also has the dock nearby. I wonder, does Wham care that much? Could he just focus on land now? It's starting to feel like he may be at a point where it's viable. But this is still kind of a clawback for Louis. If he can shut down the trade, that's about 8 extra workers dead. Yeah, 7 trade ships remaining. Even with that in mind, though, it's close. It's about, what, 20 eco lead almost without those traders. Tricky one. And remember, it is deceptive because the trade ships count a double pop. So, what, we're going to be going down by 12 more. It's actually not too bad. 56 to 44. Still, I want to really emphasize this to people. Louis can't count beyond 3 here. He's still in age 2. Wham's graduated to high school, and this guy's still in primary. And I think he just heard me there. GG gets called. So, dominant performance in game number 1 by Wham, right? That retracted spawn, giving him a huge edge with a meditation garden. But, I mean, props to Louis for almost finding a way back in. It shows you how powerful the Barbican can be in the center, but also shows you a key route to unraveling it. Keep tuned, though, folks. Keep looking for the uploads, because I'm sure these are all getting up on YouTube. We've still got potentially 6 more games to come in the first finals ever. I'll see you all in the next chapter.